A recipe for love. In the quiet town of Maplewood, where life seemed to go to the rhythm of the soft aroma of freshly baked bread, there was a pastry shop called Sweet Delights. Its owner, Sarah Bennett, was known for her delicious cakes and her contagious laughter. However, behind that vibrant energy, Sarah had a small frustration. Each recipe of her grandmother had an insta-written code, and although she had deciphered most, one remained a mystery. One afternoon, while Sarah struggled to interpret the enigmatic words, a pinch of magic where flow.
Receive the love. A man hurriedly entered the place. He wore a flower-covered jacket and a look of emergency. Excuse me, do you have yeast? He asked with a mixture of urgency and desperation. Operation.
Yeast? Sarah looked him up and down, noticing his disheveled hair and the flour on his cheek. Who exactly are you? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Lucas Miller.
I'm new in town. Why? Well, I just opened the bakery at the end of the street.
But I forgot to buy yeast, and I have a delivery to make in 2 hours. Sarah raised an eyebrow, amused. Did you open a bakery and forg?
Do you taste the yeast? That's truly professional. Hey, not all of us are experts like you, Lucas responded, with a crooked smile.
Sarah gave him a small jar of yeast, but not before making him promise that he would compensate the debt with a coffee.
That's how, the next day, Lucas appeared in Sweet Delights, with a chocolate cake in his hands and an expression that mixed pride and nervousness. Smo.
To thank you for saving me yesterday. Although, I'm not as good with cakes as you are. Sarah tasted a bite and fell silent, with a serious expression.
Lucas, this is surprising decent statement. He let out a burst of laughter. Decent? That sounds like a 6 out of 10. Maybe a 6.5, Sarah replied, winking at him. What began as a simple yeast tea, it transformed into something more.
Lucas began to spend more time in the pastry shop, trying recipes and sharing stories of his life in the city. Among laughter, spilled ingredients, and a couple of disasters, ulinarios, Sarah finally deciphered her grandmother's recipe. A pinch of magic where love blooms meant sharing something sweet with someone special. One afternoon, while they both worked together,
In a new creation, Lucas looked at Sarah and said, I think I found the perfect recipe. Sarah looked at him, confused. What are you talking about? About this, he replied, taking her hand gently. You and me. Sarah smiled, feeling her heart melting faster than chocolate in the oven.
That sounds like a 10 out of 10.
Since then, Sweet Delights and Lucas's Bakery not only shared on clients, but also happy hearts. End.